Hey everyone, it's me again. It's Yvonne Emil Elizondo, and I'm here with a quick astrology update for the week of the February 8th, which is today, Monday. I'm a day late, so sorry y'all. Until the 13th, I believe, which is this coming Saturday. And I said I would start these off by, picking an oracle card to see what the message of the week is going to be, see what maybe the theme of the week is going to be, and how we can tie it into the astrology. Right, so I'm just shuffling. Okay, well, not doing a great job there. Okay. Whoop, okay, well, all right, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just choose this one. Oh, courage and bravery. Okay, and again, these are by Kyle Gray. Not getting paid for this advertisement. I just really love these cards. But anyhow, look at that. Isn't she gorgeous? Okay, so this really taps into the theme of this week because we have a lot of Aquarian energy. A lot of Aquarian energy that's coming up this week. So, if you take a look, for me, this is a lot of air going on. Aquarius is air. It's not water, it's air. And so, she's got her banner and she's really consistent and stable, and she's behind that shield, so she's presenting herself, and there's that sense of wanting to connect with the radiance of the sun, but she's standing behind her shield, so she's still a bit separated from the people, but you have all of this blue energy going on, and it's just movement. For me, there's a lot. Look at that banner, it's just moving, so there's a lot of air quality to it, and that's really what we're going to be dealing with this week. And there's really not a whole bunch going on per se as far as activation of the energy each day of the week like we would normally have, other than the moon, which moves around all the time, is activating all sorts of things. But the concentration of the energy for this week is going to be on Wednesday and Thursday, right before the new moon and during the new moon. And I'm going to show you why. So we have quite a bit of, oops, let me share my screen here. We have quite a bit of energy in Aquarius, as I previously mentioned. And so here's the chart for the new moon. As you see, here's the moon, here's the sun. When they're together in the chart, it's a new moon. It is in Aquarius. The chart is here from Texas, and I think the new moon occurs around 1 p.m. or so. So you have to adjust according to your time zone, right? But this is Central Standard Time at about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, look at all of this going on in Aquarius. Like, that's a lot of Aquarian energy. Okay, this does not represent the age of Aquarius. No. This just means that on the 10th, when the moon is around here, and then when it travels into the new moon place on the 11th, we're going to have literally 6. So count them: 1, 2, right? The sun, Mercury, retrograde, talk about that, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and this is Chericlo, but this is more of an asteroid, so I'm not going to include that in there just yet, but we're going to have 6 planets in Aquarius. And if you see, there's a lot of red in my chart. Red represents, again, that kung fu fighting, that abrasiveness between planets. So let's take a look at what this really means, right? There's a lot of Aquarius energy. And for me, Aquarius, I'm gonna stop sharing here. For me, Aquarius, again, is kind of like, it really is this, okay? There's that air movement. When you have a lot of activation in one particular zodiac, that is enhanced. So Aquarius is a progressive, a forward moving type of energy. It is about the people. It's about the masses. It's about unification. It's about logistics. It's like, how do we get this person to connect with this person? How do we get this process to be in place so that things function fluidly? So if you think, any of you that have worked in an organization that requires a lot of processes, which, breathe, Yvonne, breathe. Anyways, a lot of processes I'm just not okay with. But a lot of people prefer that capacity of, it's the air capacity. Air represents the mind. And if we have a lot of processes in place, that means there's a lot of steps and a lot of either levels, hierarchy, or levels okay, benchmarking, right? So Aquarius is that energy. It sets up those processes. It talks about it, it sets it up, and then it's like everybody comes together at this particular time, the next few days almost, and it's like, okay, so what are we doing for the future? We just had 2020, and it's like a broken down kind of year. How do we review? How do we redo? How do we reform? How do we move forward? And so with a lot of intensity in Aquarius, you may find that not only within your own life, within yourself, you may be reflecting on, hey, how do I get these things done? Right? How do I connect with other people? How do I accomplish these goals in a, fluid type of way, not water fluid, but energy up here fluid. To me, a lot of Aquarius energy, or a lot of energy in air signs like Libra and Gemini, okay, and then of course Aquarius. For me, when we have a lot of that, it's almost like if birds are flocking together. You know what happens when birds kind of come together and they flock and they do their thing, they sit for a while, and then one of them's like, hey, I want to play a game, follow me, and then everybody just kind of flows their own way, and then they meet again. That's air energy to me. So it's fluid, it's movable. It's in Aquarius, though, it can be that time where you're having a lot of ideas and you're putting them into action, right? There's a fixed component to Aquarius. So it's fixed air. So it's not very movable like Gemini, and it's not cardinal like initiatory like Libra is, but it is, okay, we got a plan, we're going to do the plan, let's move on. So again, there may be the sense this week that we are wanting to, set those, let me share my screen again, set those processes in place. And of course, what we have going on in the skies though, is we have all of this energy saying, yep, let's meet, let's talk, let's do this, let's put processes in place. And then we have Uranus and Mars right here in Taurus. And it's like, hold on. We need to review all of that slowly before we can agree to that. So there may be a sense of, hey, we know what we need to do moving forward. How come we're not doing it? Right? So there may be some discord or some challenge, especially with Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. Things don't always go smoothly. I've been getting a lot of retrograde, stories about technology going wrong, mail stuff, emails not going out, even logging into our bank accounts the other day. It was like, we use the same password. Like, what do you mean our password's not working? Try it again after 5 times. It's like, oh yeah, same password works. Okay, that's Mercury retrograde, especially in a technology sign like Aquarius. So Taurus, Mars in Taurus doesn't do very well. Okay, it's at a detriment. And so when it decides, it's not like a forbearing kind of let's move forward kind of sign, right? It's like, it's a let's take our time, let's evaluate, and then we'll take action. So you may see this week where you want to plan things and you start to plan things and then they just don't take off the way they're supposed to. So you're going to have a little bit more patience. You may also have to find different ways of doing things with Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is that sudden change, requires innovative approaches. It requires, us to be forward thinking. Uranus is considered by some astrologers a co-leader or a co-ruler of Aquarius, right? There's that energy of change and moving forward. So that's really the gist of, this week. I think the day after the new moon, or I think by the end of the week, the moon comes into a conjunction, an alignment with Neptune in Pisces, and it sextiles Mars, so it's a pretty energy. So you may get a bit of, a time for imagination and spirituality and inspiration is what I'm looking for. And so towards the end of the week, you may feel a bit more inspired to try to put in place those things that you came up with during the middle of the week and during the new moon. Again, the new moon in Aquarius is one of those times where you want to be forward looking. Okay, it's new intention. How do I get this done? So anyhow, I hope this has been helpful. Again, we've got a really beautiful courage and bravery for this week. Okay, if you have any questions or if you want to learn more about your astrology, you reach out to me at spiritualessence.com. That's spiritual-essence.com. I'm also at at 2, the number 2, and then gypsies with an ES. All right, everyone, have a wonderful Aquarian week. Blessed be.